welcome to my channel, Talking with Timaiah. Today we're going to be covering Chapter 1 of our law school journey, so you think you want to go to law school. And in this video, we'll just be tackling the necessary steps to pursuing a degree in law. Let's get started. Okay, the moment that you pretty much decide that you want to go to law school, you pretty much sell your soul to LSAT Prep and to LSAT.org, also known as LSAC.org. That's what you spend the majority of your time doing. So the first thing that you should absolutely do is create an account on LSAC.org. I will put the link to the site below, but that is where you do everything that you need to do in regards to law school. That is where you send your transcripts to. That is where you fill out your applications. That is where your letter of recommendations are located. That is where your actual LSAT score is located. That site is pretty much essential. So when you go to the LSAC.org and you go to make an account, make sure that you select Future JD, which is Future Juris Doctor, which you all will be in due time, myself included. Okay, the next step may vary from person to person depending on if you're still in school or not, but the second step would just be to seek out a pre-law advisor. I know myself, at my institution we had a pre-law advisor, and she was very helpful. She helped me go through the LSAC.org portal, pretty much gave me all the insight that I needed to know in regards to applying to law school and just looking at different schools and seeing what they looked for from students, what GPAs they were interested in, what LSAT score they prefer from students. And that really does kind of relieve a lot of stress when you talk to a pre-law advisor, because they have been there and they have done that. So if you are at an institution that does have a pre-law advisor, definitely use them as a resource. Okay, so the next step would be to decide what schools you think you're interested in going to. Another great feature that's on LSAC.org is it has every single law school that is ABA certified. So you're able to look at those schools and see what they specialize in, what they're known for, see their accreditations, see pretty much everything that they have to offer in regards to their law schools. There's also a likelihood option where you're able to put in your LSAT score in addition to your GPA, and it pretty much is a predictor to determine what the likelihood is of you getting into certain law schools. So that is very helpful, although it's not always completely accurate. I know there are some schools that told me I had like maybe a 15% chance of getting in, and I got into that school with a scholarship. So definitely take it with a grain of salt. However, it is helpful and it does help you have realistic expectations. Okay, the next step, which is probably the most important step, is to save. When I tell you that pursuing a career in law is probably one of the most expensive things I have ever done in my life, I am not exaggerating. Not only do you have to pay to take the LSAT, you also have to pay to have all your information sent to every single law school. You may also have to pay for each of your law school applications. There are some students who are able to qualify for the fee waiver. However, you still have to pay a $30 report fee to each school that you send your scores to. And the fee waiver does not cover every single school. If you're a student who applies to 10 to 15 schools like I did, it adds up very quickly. Some applications range from $50 to $100. Not only are you paying for that, if you decide to take a prep courses are usually about $1,000, maybe less, depending on what company you go with. Just the study materials add up very quickly. So it is definitely an expense, but it is an indication of how much money you're going to be spending in law school as well. So if this is the route that you want to take, just be sure to save your money. There are some great people who offer their resources to people once they're done with them. I know I gave all of my LSAT materials away to people who go to university with me. So you may find a friend who has some extra materials that they're willing to give away. However, it does add up very quickly. Gosh, it adds up so fast. So just be sure to save your money. So the next step is pretty much deciding when you want to take the LSAT. The LSAT is the law school admissions test, and it is necessary for you to take that test to go to any law school in America. So the test is offered 4 times a year. One test is offered in June. Another test is offered either September or October, depending on how they do it that year. The next test is offered in December, and then the final test is in February. So pretty much you decide when you're interested in taking the test. It's usually preferred that the test is completed by December. However, I did take the February LSAT, and I didn't have too many issues applying to my schools with the February score. So you can potentially take the February score. Some advice that I have given to everyone who has asked me, it may be too late for you. I didn't do this route, but I do have friends that did it this route, and it worked out fabulously for them. Take the June LSAT. That way, you have your scores, you get your score, and if you're not content with the score, you have the entire summer to study for the September or the October LSAT. And then once you're done with that, you can have all of your applications completed by Thanksgiving. And then at that point, you can just enjoy the rest of your year, enjoy the rest of your senior year, if you're a student still, or just enjoy life. Because when I tell you, it definitely is a gruesome process. I've said that previously. It is very daunting just thinking about the LSAT, studying for the LSAT, applying to law schools. It is a lot. So if you're able to just get it out of the way, I would suggest that. But in my case, I took the test in October. Hated my score. Hated it. Took it again in February. Loved my score, applied to law school, and got in. I'll be going to law school in Los Angeles, as I said before. It worked out for me, but I wouldn't suggest it. It definitely wore on me. I had to worry about the LSAT both semesters, and that just was not fun. So if you can do it that way, do it. If not, just make a way and make it happen. Okay, so since we've covered chapter 1, so you think you want to go to law school, next time we meet, we'll be talking about, I sound like a teacher. Next time I talk to you guys, if you decide to tune in, I'll be talking about pretty much preparing for the LSAT. So whether you want to self-study or take a prep course, some of the best resources that are out there, some of the resources I used, some of the resources I suggest you stay away from, and just pretty much all things LSAT prep. So I will see you then. Thanks for listening. Bye.